Today we're going to be installing and I'm going to actually show you guys how to run VirtualBox on Mac OS X, and then we are going to proceed with the next videos installing actual virtual machines inside those boxes. This first one we're going to set up. I'll just show you how to run it, and then I will just go right into Kali Linux ISO. So you can open up a Finder window. Go ahead and do your applications. And I've already installed VirtualBox. It literally is drag and drop into the applications folder once you've downloaded it from the site. I will make sure the link is available. We're going to double click. And that is pretty much it. It's a very simple hypervisor. We're going to click on New, and let's just call this one Kali Linux. And that's right. I believe we can just do other Linux. This should be fine. Go to expert mode if we want. Memory size. Well, 4 is not enough. 4 megabytes. That will. How many megabytes of RAM did the first? Yeah, you could get 4 megabytes of RAM in the very first Mac, and you could get it expandable up to 8, and it costs like $2,000. And this was in 1984, I believe. My dad repeated that story to me several times. I'll try Debian, actually. And we're going to go to Create and File Location. That's a good one. Hadn't thought about that. Because I have all of my labs set up on Windows. So let's just go to Documents, New Folder, and we're going to create the Hacking Lab. Create. We're going to go to a new folder in there, and it's going to be Kali ISO VM. Great. And that's where we're going to save this one specifically, and it'll create a VDI. I guess that's the format for virtual disk. And you have VHDs, VMDKs. There's so many different options, obviously. And yeah, we'll do dynamically allocated. And now you can click on Settings, because we need to tell it where to get. And you can turn off the floppy disk. That's not going to work. And display. Yeah, this is all fine. Storage. This is where you're going to be able to give. Find this little CD DVD that says empty. That's simulating a DVD or CD-ROM. And then we can go and click on this thing over here, choose virtual optical disk file. I put all of my files on the desktop because I was in a hurry and lazy. I'm not making excuses. And here we are, Kali Linux ISO. Open. Oh yeah, I forgot I don't have that much RAM on this Mac that I do on my regular PC. So we're gonna go right down to like 2, if that's enough. Yeah. Code's fine. That's correct. The network first adapter will be NAT. That's fine. The second adapter, we can do a host-only adapter. Would that work? So we will do the internal network. Okay. Let's start this bad boy. Click in the window, and then it's going to tell you the host key is currently defined as the left command button. That will get you out. Graphical install. So it will release your mouse back to the host operating system, which is macOS X. Otherwise, your mouse gets stuck in virtual machine land. Continue, United States, American English. I've done this demo 3 or 4 times now for this course in different settings and scenarios, so it's kind of getting sick of my own voice. Nah, maybe a little bit. There's only a couple places in this install that prompt you for something that we're going to actually even have to do anything. You can just click continue, continue. You don't have to change any of these settings if you don't want to. I'm going to make our password TOOR, and that is because it's root backwards. It's just a consistent Kali thing from a default perspective. I don't recommend using that password in production. Actually, go ahead, by all means, see what happens. It'll be funny. And continue. All files on partition. Finish partitioning and write changes to disk. Continue. And then now we have to select yes. Continue. I'm going to fast forward through this, so right now I'm going to just push mute. I will have to wait through it. You'll have to wait through it later. There's no point in you waiting through it while I'm waiting through it, only to have to wait for it again. We can use a network mirror, sure. It's blank, it's fine. And we're going to click on yes. And right there, we'll click on that next one. Continue. Yeah, so this says installation's complete. Remove the boot media because it will keep trying to boot into the virtual CD-ROM, DVD-ROM, because that's the way the boot order is. So you'll want to change that in your settings. It usually doesn't take that long to boot. And the username is root. Password is TOR. Ooh. it's adapted. You can go to Insert, Guest Edition CD Image. This is like virtual machine tools. It's a integration tool for, and we'll just push run. Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah, I have this scheduled for another lesson. Don't even worry about this. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. I will be doing XP Service Pack 2, Windows 7, Server 2008. I might even do Windows 8.1 if enough people ask for it. And yeah. Alright guys, today we're going to be installing XP Pro Service Pack 2 into VirtualBox on an OS X host. And so we're going to click on New, and we're going to type in Windows XP Pro SP2, and it's already detected. That's kind of what I wanted to do. And we are going to give it, we'll give it 2 gigs of RAM. That'll help with the installation process. And we'll go to Create. Okay, and then let's give it, yeah, that's fine, 40 gigs. Now let's make sure the settings are correct for how we're going to want to install this. Oh yeah, we'll take off the floppy disk because that's just ridiculous. Alright. And make sure that we've got, choose virtual optical disk file, and then I'm going to be using XP Pro ISO that I've got sitting on my desktop. And we'll push OK. This should be ready to go. And we'll push enter. We'll go through, let's do format NTFS file system quick so it doesn't take too long. Apparently I started iTunes in the background because I didn't hold down the function key. So we're just going to go ahead and quit that when this stupid thing loads. So you can change language settings or regional settings as you wish. I'm just going to default through these and sort of use a standard. You can type anything you want for the computer name. You can type anything you want for the admin password. And that should do it. Yeah, not right now. Skip. No, I do not want to register online with Microsoft. Nope. Once you've got this installed, there's a few things I like to do normally to reduce the amount of overhead on the system. Number one is adjusting for best performance here. It doesn't make it as pretty, but it works faster. It works a little bit better. You can allow RDP, Go to Windows Firewall. We're going to turn that off because you're using this for pen testing purposes, and you don't need the Windows Firewall messing things up. And then you can go up here, insert guest edition CD image. And you're going to click continue anyways because Microsoft's saying it might not be compatible. Yeah, it's fine. And reboot later. So that's pretty much it. Once you've decided how you want to have your virtual machines, if you want to copy everything I did in my labs, you can make a few other changes, and I'll go ahead and make a separate video for that. You can go ahead and change IP addresses as you wish. But this one is done, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay guys, we're going to be doing an install of Windows 7 into VirtualBox on OS X. You can kind of type whatever you want. We'll give it a gig of RAM. Create. And let's make sure it's got plenty of hard drive space. Create. And make sure we've got it booting from the ISO that we want. And let's start it up. Now you can just click next through this, install. I accept. Custom advanced, that'll give us this menu. Push next, and now you're pretty much ready to start. It'll do all the work for you, and I think it only asks you a couple questions throughout this entire process. So yeah, just go ahead and pay attention. All right, you can kind of type in whatever you want for your name. You don't even have to use a password for this. This is kind of handy. And we're going to skip the activation. Ask me later, next, work network, and it'll finalize our settings. All right, let's just make some last minute configuration changes and then you guys will be good to go. I'm going to turn the Windows firewall off. And go back to control panels. Under system, under advanced system settings, you can adjust for best performance, especially if you have a low amount of RAM. This helps a lot. And that's pretty much it. To get this thing into a base image, this is perfect. You can also go to ninite.com and add Chrome and all sorts of other little plugins and things that you might end up using. Well, before we do that, let's go to the devices and insert guest editions. Make sure you install it. Yeah, we can go ahead and reboot now. That pretty much does it for Windows 7, and I'm just going to go ahead and nip this in the bud and power that guy off now that he's been rebooted. And I will see you guys in the next video.